Bad thing is I have an opinion about it. I have a very strong opinion about it. You know, the Hendrick saga of getting penalized and losing points and crew chief suspended, and then they win the appeal. And then the next week, 2 more cars go back and a windshield screw gets cut off, and they lose all these points again for a windshield screw that got cut off. This is the part that I really hate about the sport right now. And this is what frustrates me about NASCAR right now is, yeah.
Tony Stewart, never one to mince words, thinks NASCAR has gotten soft, and he's not alone. You know what made NASCAR great in the 90s? It wasn't just the racing, it was the characters behind the wheel, and now one rookie is bringing that fire back, whether the establishment likes it or not. The new villain in town, Carson Hocevar, the 2024 Rookie of the Year, has set the NASCAR world ablaze with his take-no-prisoners driving style. At Atlanta, he didn't just race, he stormed through the field like a man possessed. With fearless determination, Hocevar carved his path forward, trading paint with NASCAR veteran Kyle "Rowdy" Busch without a moment's hesitation. The rookie showed no deference to established hierarchies, challenging Busch with the confidence of a seasoned competitor. When Ryan Blaney crossed his path, Hocevar didn't back down, delivering an aggressive bump that sent Blaney spinning and left fans throughout the arena gasping in disbelief. Even Ross Chastain, Hocevar's own mentor, wasn't granted any special treatment. The protege battled his teacher with the same fierce intensity he displayed against every other driver on the track. Christopher Bell nearly saw his race hopes evaporate after a substantial bump from the hard-charging rookie sent him struggling to maintain control. But perhaps Hocevar's most audacious move came on the final lap when he almost sent Kyle Larson, one of NASCAR's premier talents, spinning out of control as they battled for position. In his relentless pursuit of victory, Hocevar made it clear that reputation means nothing when the checkered flag is in sight. All this aggression earned him a second-place finish, and the title of NASCAR's newest villain. But here's the twist. The sport desperately needed someone like him, says Noah Gragson, Tony Stewart's former driver. It's all about characters. I love what Carson Hocevar is doing right now. Is he a pain in the AA to race against? 1000%. Is he being successful on the racetrack? 1000%. Remember when Tony Stewart furiously called out Joey Logano after their clash at Auto Club Speedway in 2013? It's time he learns a lesson. He's run his mouth long enough. He's nothing but a little rich kid. That raw emotion, that unfiltered frustration, that's what fans tuned in for. NASCAR wasn't just about who crossed the finish line first. It was about the drama, the personalities, the feuds that spilled from the track into the garage. Stewart, a 3-time Cup Series champion, built his legacy not just on winning races but on being authentic. He never apologized for his aggressive driving style or his fiery temper. When he felt wronged, everyone knew about it. Would today's sanitized corporate NASCAR even allow for a young Tony Stewart to thrive? The sport is struggling. Last year's champion Joey Logano lifted the trophy with an average finish of 17.1, the lowest for any champion in NASCAR history. Fans demanded change, but NASCAR kept the same format for 2025. The results speak volumes. The Spring Phoenix race plummeted from 4 million viewers to just 2.8 million this year, while ratings continue falling despite global expansion efforts. Fan engagement wanes as drivers prioritize sponsor obligations over authentic racing intensity. Gragson explains, "It just makes it impossible for these guys to be outspoken and really show who they are, because they don't want to pee anybody off. The multi-sponsor model that dominates modern NASCAR has created drivers who are more concerned with corporate appeasement than competitive fire." What happened to Ross Chastain?
Chastain, Elliott, Bell, and Logano are going to fight for a championship in Phoenix. Take a look at what he did.
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Before Hocevar, there was Ross Chastain, the watermelon farmer who brought edge back to NASCAR. His Hail Melon wall ride at Martinsville in 2022 became instantly legendary. Chastain wasn't afraid to mix it up with veterans like Denny Hamlin or Chase Elliott. But something changed. By mid-2023 into 2024, Chastain mellowed considerably. Was it Rick Hendrick's warning that did it? The Hendrick Motorsports owner didn't mince words. "I don't care. I've told Chevrolet that. If you wreck us, you're going to get it back." Will Hocevar face the same corporate pressure to tone down his aggressive style? Should he? Kyle Larson, despite nearly being spun by Hocevar at Atlanta, offers a nuanced take on the young driver's aggression. Larson said. For me in particular, and in my race, I had no issue. Obviously, I could see the moves that he was making and whatnot throughout the whole race. But I don't know. It's hard for me to sit here and judge because I'm an aggressive driver, and I put somebody else in the fence in the same race. Larson sees himself in Hocevar's approach. I wanted to be aggressive when I came into the sport because that's who I am, that's my style, and I feel like that's why I am successful. From the intimidator Dale Earnhardt Sr. to Tony Stewart's unapologetic approach, NASCAR's golden era was defined by personalities who raced hard and spoke their minds. Stewart revolutionized the sport in his own way. When he formed Stewart-Haas Racing, he proved drivers could also be successful owners who called their own shots. He brought that same independence to the broadcast booth, where his commentary remains refreshingly unfiltered. Now, with Noah Gragson echoing Stewart's philosophy about what NASCAR needs, we're seeing the Stewart influence extend to a new generation. The message is clear. NASCAR needs its bad boys back. Will Carson Hocevar accept Gragson's challenge to double down on his villain persona? He needs to double down on that and sell t-shirts, get people talking, Gragson insists. The rookie faces a crossroads. Hocevar can embrace the villain role and potentially face retaliation from veterans, tone down his aggression to appease corporate interests, or find that perfect balance that keeps fans engaged while still advancing his career. What would Tony Stewart advise? Given his history, it's not hard to imagine. Stewart would likely tell Hocevar to be true to himself, race hard but fair, and never apologize for wanting to win. The deeper question is about NASCAR's soul. Is it a sanitized corporate product where drivers are interchangeable spokesmodels, or is it a passionate battleground where fierce competitors push boundaries and occasionally tempers flare? NASCAR's efforts to expand globally and modernize are commendable, but have they lost sight of what made the sport special in the first place? Sometimes looking forward means remembering what worked in the past. Can one aggressive rookie reignite the passion that once made NASCAR America's fastest growing sport? Tony Stewart changed NASCAR by being unapologetically himself. Noah Gragson believes Hocevar can do the same, but the ultimate decision rests with the fans. Will you tune in to see what Hocevar does next? Are you ready for the return of NASCAR's bad boys? Or has racing's corporate evolution passed the point of no return? One thing is certain, NASCAR stands at a crossroads, and personalities like Tony Stewart aren't afraid to call it as they see it. The sport that was built on grit, determination, and larger-than-life characters now finds itself searching for its identity. And sometimes finding your future means remembering your past.